Game last night against the Spurs. First thing we got to touch on is just Damian Lillard. Your guys' thoughts of the injury. We don't know how serious it is, but he left the game, then he came back. Our imaginations were able to run wild as he was back on the floor. He didn't look like himself, basically a decoy out there. Your guys' thoughts on the play and how serious we think it may be?
I think he can miss a couple games. I don't think it's a long-term thing, but I think you might see him sit out a couple just to make sure, again, that it's okay. Kind of like we saw with Yusuf Nurkic with his injury. He only missed 3 games, and one of them was just to make sure you're okay type game. And I think we could see that with Dame right here. Because like you said, in that game, besides that one three-pointer he hit from deep, he was just a decoy in that fourth quarter. And as we talked about yesterday, me and you, as we were watching it last night, he was first when he got hurt, he was on the bike, and then he went to the locker room.
Yeah, once he went to the locker room, we were like, oh no,
that's not a good thing. And so I could see him missing the next 2 games here, especially because they're back to back against Denver and the Lakers. I think we could see him miss the next couple.
How about you?
Yeah, I agree. I don't know why that this seems a little more serious, but it does, and it might just be because you could tell last night that he couldn't move. I mean, there was a breakaway. That the Spurs had late in the game, and Dame was the one who could have caught up and challenged, and he wasn't able to at all. And that's not the way Dame plays. I mean, he plays through stuff, and so the fact that he was so immobile, I just think that there's something more serious there. And we don't know anything more than what we knew last night. Nothing has come out from the team or social media or anything, so we'll wait and see. But it seems like it's a little bit more serious than the other kind of things he's had this year.
I wasn't surprised late last night when the Blazers, they put out their little message board to the media, and they let you know, hey, here's when the team is available, here's when they're going to talk, here's when you can come to practice. And today was an off day, so we weren't able to hear from them.
Nothing
So, I mean, that wasn't a surprise to me. But I agree with you, Jared. I was sitting there thinking, this seems just a little more serious than usual just because we know what Dame does.
Right.
When he gets hurt, he always comes back. Even when he's not 100%, he's still out there. And I haven't seen something this significant watching Dame out there. I mean, he couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
I mean, it looked like a sprinter on the track when they leave the blocks and they just pull up on their leg, and it's over. That's what I'm worried about, that this could be longer than that 2-game stretch.
Yeah, I am worried about that too.
Okay, so you guys think that he could be out longer than just a couple games?
I think it's possible,
They were talking last night after the game, and they mentioned, I think that Dame said that when he got hurt, I think it was Gasol, he said, hit him in the back of the leg. Yeah. But when they looked at the video, and he didn't get hit by Gasol in the back of the leg, and when you feel that pop, and nothing's hitting you, and you just feel that, and it feels like you got hit, then that's usually a sign of a more serious injury. So I'm a little concerned about this. I think that we'll see what happens, and we have nothing to go on other than what we saw last night. But it seems like it could be something serious.
One thing that could benefit the Blazers is they have a break a little bit after the 2 games this weekend because of Christmas, so they get a few more days for him to get better without having to have him miss a game. So that might work in their favor.
All right, guys.
If Dame's out, I just want to really quick, who do you think should fill his spot in the rotation? How should Stotts figure that out? Let's say Dame's not playing at all for a stretch of games. How do they fill the Dame in?
My instinct when you said that is to start Shabazz Napier.
Yeah.
That's my instinct. And, I mean, it's already a small lineup currently as it is with Evan Turner at the 3, and I mean, Shabazz has been, in terms of guards, he's their best offensive threat off the bench, and you're going to need
and
to
he's
fill.
been pretty good defensively.
And you're going to need to fill an offensive hole, especially with a team that's struggled like the Blazers. If they don't have their best scorer out there, you need someone who can score, and Shabazz is the best
Would you throw
option.
him out there and play him 30-plus minutes?
Oh, yeah. If he's playing well, if he's played the way he has again in the last 4 or 5 games, I would definitely let him play.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I think that's the smart choice to go with. Shabazz has been Mr. Reliable. He's on both sides. Defensively you mentioned as well. And if he doesn't have it, you go with Connaughton. I mean, you're just mixing and matching and hoping that you can win 1 or 2 of these games and get past the Christmas break and hope that it's not too serious with Dame. I mean, this isn't a long-term thing. You can't. I don't think you can go with Shabazz for a long time, but for the next couple of games, I think it's pretty easy choice.
And the other option is you move CJ over to the point and you start Connaughton. That gives you a little bit more size at the guard spot, and it also CJ hasn't been quite on his game. I mean, aside from last night's game where he shot poorly, he just hasn't been playing as well as he did last season, and maybe moving him into that lead guard spot if Lillard misses some time could help him, find his way.
Yeah, and again, this is all speculation.
Completely.
We have no idea if he's going to miss any time whatsoever. But if he does miss time, and especially significant time, this is a really important part of the season where the Blazers are trying to figure out what the heck they are. And, as we were just talking right before this, the trade deadline is earlier this year. It's at the beginning of February.
Yeah.
So we're just a month and a half away from the trade deadline when teams determine, all right, are we a playoff team? Are we going to try to get ourselves into that upper tier of the Western Conference? Are we going to sell off and just say, you know what, we got to do something different? Being the 6, 7, 8 seed every year isn't worth it. And so if they're missing Damian Lillard, it's really hard to make that assessment of this team.
All those close games, this is when they come back to haunt you when you're like, if we would have won that 2-point game, that 1-point game here, that overtime game.
The last
Because
two
of games like
we
this,
just went through,
you have that cushion when stuff happens in the league, like your star player gets hurt. They don't have that anymore, and I'm worried that we may know already what this team is.
Yeah.